Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom Osa from Rockland Web Design, and we are here with another Work Smarter, Not Harder episode, specifically with my close friend and colleague, mentor for many years, especially in the area of technology, Mr. Keith Doran. And we've been on kind of like a spin with teaching you Excel. So I think we're going to keep on going with that. Keith has a vast amount of knowledge in Excel and programming. I use it for productivity purposes, and the both of us want you to be able to benefit from the many, many capabilities of Excel, and it will help you to work smarter, not harder, because, hey, who wants to work themselves over and over and over again? Use Excel to get the work done for you efficiently. Keith, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Tom. Okay.
What are we learning today?
All right. Do you see my screen? My screen up?
Yeah.
Very good. All right. We're going to go over the basic Excel worksheet layout. Different parts of the sheet, what they do, general information, and then we're going to go into an Excel worksheet and just do some basic aspects of Excel just to get used to it.
Cool.
Okay. First of all, the ribbon. The ribbon's up top. It has different subgroups under it. Major one is home, view, page layout, which we're going to go through a little bit later. So here are the different parts of the worksheet. One, the sheet itself, the sheet name. Add a sheet, just click on the plus button. Size of the sheet. Right now it's set at 100%. You can make it bigger or smaller, depending upon your particular needs and how many columns you have in the sheet and how big the rows are and the columns are. The name box. This names different ranges in the spreadsheet. Function list. Select here for different functions available. The formula bar. When you put formulas into your spreadsheet, you can enter them here or you can enter them here. When you enter them in the formula bar, the fonts aren't taken the way they normally are when you enter it if you cut and paste from a different source. Collapse ribbon. This makes the ribbon go up and down depending upon the size of the sheet. So those are the basic aspects of the particular worksheet. So now we're going to go into an actual spreadsheet.
All right. Would you like me to bring my screen up, or are you going to use yours, Keith?
I'm going to just I just started creating a spreadsheet, looking to buy a car, starting gathering some information. So, a couple of columns here. The actual site itself that you can select cars from. I personally add the sequence number to a lot of spreadsheets. This way, I can always resort the spreadsheet back to the original sequence that I entered the data in if I actually need to.
Interesting.
Just a convenience, and that's just a standard I personally
use.
So, next thing I want to do is add a column. So, I want to link the actual site. Add a column for link. Now, I already formatted this. Now, I can go through and format it by the colors. Now, but the simpler way is right-click on a cell that's already formatted, hit the paintbrush, and it'll take whatever in this format and put it in here. A little bit simpler. Now, I want to create links so I can easily go click, 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 and go to a website. So I want to go Carvana.com. Okay. I just put text in here. I want to convert this into a link. Control K brings up our link screen. I'm going to cut and paste Carvana.com into here. www in front of it. The link is created. Now, depending upon your worksheet settings, sometimes you have to press Control, click. I have it so I just press click, and click on it, and the site comes up.
Nice.
So I was going to do that for all of these.
So if I'm reading you correctly, Keith, what you're saying is that you can have a different row for each of the individual names of the companies that you're looking for a car from. You're doing your research, and you can also bring in the links for each of those car companies on the spreadsheet.
Right. I mean, you can put additional information for each individual row in here. I'm just putting in their links for now. It makes make it convenient, and that's like first step in here.
Yeah,
So we
absolutely.
go Carvana.com, www in front of it,
Got to need the www. Absolutely.
and the link is created.
Nice.
So now, different parts of the spreadsheet here. I would continue. I'm going to continue doing these for the rest of these for my personal needs. So, cut and paste. Under home, we're under the home tab right now. We have our clipboard. Printing, font, this is a very critical one. Alignment is quite used often. Want to format numbers, styles, cells. Those are for later. I want to go over the basics at this particular point. The font. So just say I want to make this highlighted. I can right click here and this will pop right up, which is equivalent to the font under here. This makes it easy. I want to make this bold and red. So now this is standing out.
Nice.
Change the font size or the font itself. You have your font selections here. You have your font sizes here. Want to make it a little bigger. This automatically makes it to the next size. This also makes it to the next size smaller, just for convenience. And then you have dollar signs where you can turn it into a number, percentage, and this to merge cells.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just put a price here. Put a number in here. Right click here, turn it into a dollar.
Oh, all right.
Now just say price is 12 and we want the taxes 8.5%.
Mm-hmm.
Click on here.
Switch it to 0.085, I believe.
Made it a little bit too big. Made it a little bit too small.
That's what she said. By the way, I'm gonna get canceled. Keith is not.
Okay. 0.085.
Bam, there we go. So 9%.
And
It
that
sounds about
rounds
right
it off. So
Rockland County, you know.
format. Let's format that to a different size. Format cells, number, decimal places. Right now, we have this at 8.5, shows 9%, because we have 0 decimal places. We can increase our decimals.
Okay, so the tax is 8.5%, and you formatted it. That's pretty cool. So now, what would be the next step? So we got the price and the tax there.
And then we have the total.
Okay.
Now the total would be the price plus the tax, which is going to be the price times the tax,
Right.
and then you'd have the total. So equal the price. So you can type in the cell itself if you want. I could have just typed in D2, or just click on the cell and it'll do it for you. So now you want to add the price times the tax.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put those in parens. I don't think we're going to actually need it, but it's always good to have.
Absolutely. And everybody that is watching this, that's called the order of operations. We're going to focus on that, and we're going to show you how to make expert formulas in no time at all. This is just the beginning. Please go ahead,
Okay.
Keith.
So we got the price, have the tax percentage, and then we have the final total. And if you want to know what the actual tax was, it would be this times
Yep.
tax.
So now,
Now you should have the tax over there. So let's take the cell,
and you can
entire
make
column,
over, right?
Control X. Control X is cut.
Yes.
Okay. You can use cut from here. You can use cut from here. Or you just go Control X, which is quick shortcut. And then we're going to insert it. Insert, cut cells, and now we move the column over.
Boom.
And Excel automatically changes these cells to the proper locations after you move it.
Nice. So you got the percentage of tax, the actual tax, and then it adds them together. That's amazing.
Not amazing. It's a computer.
Well, I'm
Okay.
a type man, so that's what I do. So
Okay. Let's see some other interesting features here.
and folks, just so you know, all of these things that Keith is showing you, this is something that I've benefited from for many, many years. And honestly, if it wasn't for learning these things early on, and Keith showed me a lot of stuff, I probably wouldn't be able to have called myself as successful in business as I am today, because it really helps you to organize all your data. And it reduces the stress. Once you got all your stuff organized, it's just a lot easier. But please continue, Keith.
Okay. Just say under Auto Trader, and again, I'm just creating a spreadsheet on the fly, and you can format your data any way you want. Let's say I saw a Ford, Chevy. Obviously, I'm not putting in full names here, just to demonstrate. Ford,
Mhm.
Chevy, Mitsubishi. And I'm sure that's not spelled right.
There we
Now
go.
they're all under Auto Trader. These cars I saw in Auto Trader, for instance. Now they're all in a row here. So I want to move these to a point where I would just indent a little bit. So this highlighting here, these alignments. So now these are under Auto Trader. So now they're easier to see. Now, if I wanted to resort this though, I want to keep them under Auto Trader. I created a sequence. So now, right now, sequence for Auto Trader is 5. So now if I make 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, if I need to move these out of sequence, if I resorted these, for instance here, I'm going to sort this column.
Yeah.
Everything is all over the place. But
Yeah.
so if I sorted it for one particular reason or another, but I got it in the particular view I want, but I want to go back again to where it was. By the way, to sort, just right click on sort. You can go small to large, large to small. I want to go small to large, and I'm back in the order I want. That's why I really like the sequence column. So after I sort my data, if I ever want to go back to the original sequence, that's how to do it.
That's pretty cool.
Simple.
I use that just as a side note. I use that regularly for organizing the tasks that need to be done. So a lot of times we have to prioritize based on very large projects versus very small tasks. And some of the tasks are time intensive. So we set a sequence of events, what we're doing, and try to do them in order as best as possible. Kind of like handling the tasks in the order in which they were received.
Okay, so those are simple basics right now, the spreadsheet. A couple more on our alignments. By default, all your text is going to be left justified. Your numbers are going to be right justified, which kind of makes sense. But if you want to make something that's text right justified, you have your alignments up here.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
This is right justified because it's a number. So there, make it left justified. Sometimes with numbers, good to center them. There you go.
Got it. Okay.
And you can also center text. Let me get the right key.
Yeah.
And now it's centered.
So that way you can differentiate, because you got a few things like under Auto Trade or Ford, Chevy, and Mitsubishi. So if you move the alignment around, you can see where the items are going to be organized under.
Exactly. Depending upon what looks good for you, what makes sense, you can align accordingly.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, it seems that, and there's similarities in the way that you add things on spreadsheets, I add things. But is there any one perfect way of doing these spreadsheets, or everybody has their own slight variations to the system?
Well, one thing, I mean, you want to try to, normally I wouldn't, depending on what I'm actually doing, I wouldn't put subcategories like this, except if it's just a small amount.
Mm-hmm.
There's other different techniques, but this is just, the basics right now. I'm just showing you the basics. I just put this in here to show the alignment. Normally, you might have this. You might have columns across that are related to this. If it's just one item for the particular sub item, and if you had, like, for instance, Ford, Chevy, the makes and models and different information, then you might want to just put them on a different spreadsheet. So from here are our cars.
Okay, and you can
Or
label
sites. Actually, these are sites probably.
each of the sheets has that label at the bottom, like you mentioned.
Right. This is the sheet name. Just click on it, type in, and you can change it. You could also add colors to it.
Oh yeah, I love color coding things.
Why isn't that coming?
Oh, yeah, click away, like go into the gray area and click. Right now, right click on there, and then it should be able. Yeah, there we go.
Tab color.
Mm-hmm. Good example is, like, let's say, for instance, if it's an urgent and important item, that's red, something that you got to handle ASAP. Green is something for sales. Blue is something for long-term company planning. And yellow, for me, counts as tasks that need to be done on the same day or close nearby because they're tasks. So,
Right. So you have your own conventions and you can create colors accordingly.
yes.
So now, with different cars, you go into a different sheet. So maybe we have a sheet specifically for Carvana. Then here you can list all your cars, your make, model, price. Now this is a header.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get the same formatting for this header. Right click. Click on a little paintbrush. Come back to here. And then we have the header format.
Got it. Okay.
And then from here, you can put all the detail information related to Carvana, rather than having a subgroup under it. And again, I just put this under just to show you how to format tabs and indent. So those are the basics. We just wanted to go over them, make this a relatively short video. We're going to have additional videos coming up, and we'll go into further details of Excel and capabilities of Excel.
Awesome. And if we're just fast forwarding for a moment, and this is just the essentials, so everybody that's watching this, and thank you for joining us today, you get a feel for the layout of Excel, where certain things are. And like anything else, the more you use it, the better you get at it. So this is just like an initial part, but later on, we're going to start talking about how to build really great formulas that Excel will do the math for you. You just set it up the right way, and then you can pull in all your information, and those practices and techniques will help you to make better professional decisions at work. Keith, thanks for joining us today. It's a pleasure as always.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Have a good day now.
All right. Take care.